Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. Welcome to Chris's Business, or Tall Order, where you get to know a little bit more about my 6'7" ass. Carol Baskin killed her husband, whacked him. I don't know, I just felt like saying that. It never stops being funny. Anywho, before I get into today's topic, I'm sorry for the ring light. It's reflecting in my glasses right now. Get over it. For this week's Convos and Concoctions, I'll be making a lemon drop martini, so don't miss that episode. So what you need for a lemon drop martini: vodka, fresh lemon juice, simple syrup, and triple sec. That's all you need. So yeah, I can't wait to make that really good cocktail, one of my favorites. All right, so Chris's first mugshot. I didn't want to name the title That Time I Went to Jail because, people take titles out of context. I've been to jail for 24 hours, and you may be wondering, like, how did Chris end up in a county jail for 24 hours? Yeah, well, I'm going to explain it to you because it's just one of those crazy stories where, like, it was one of the worst days of my life, but now I can look back at it and maybe find a little bit of humor in it. Basically, long story short, I was driving while black. But the long version is, I was living in Atlanta at the time. This was during the day, like around maybe 3 to 4 p.m. I was at work. I worked at P.F. Chang's. This was in Atlanta. If you're in Atlanta, I worked at the Cumberland Mall location. So yeah, I was in Cobb County. So during my break, I wanted my Popeyes because, I love Popeyes. So I went to Popeyes, ate my food there. I think I was driving a green Chevy Malibu. Was it that? Yeah, it was my mom's car, green Chevy Malibu. I was going back to work, and I see a police officer, put their lights on. I'm like, okay, let me just pull over. Apparently, my tail light was out. And I guess he noticed also that I wasn't wearing a seatbelt. And I wasn't wearing a seatbelt because the Popeyes is literally like a 5-minute drive from my job. And I was just like, what's the big deal? So I give him my identification and all that shit. He comes back to me. It's a white officer, if you're wondering. He takes my card, my ID card, scans it, and takes a long time. I'm kind of just like, ugh. And also, for clarification, this was before the whole Black Lives Matter thing. I feel like racial tension wasn't at a high at this point of time. This was like maybe 2000. This was maybe 2009. 2009 maybe. He comes back with my ID and he says, your license is suspended. So I was like, it's impossible for my ID to be like flagged as suspended. So I was just like, oh. So when I went to New Orleans, this was maybe like a month ago. I think I got stopped because of my registration or something like that. My mom forgot to get the car re-registered. Long story short, once I got it registered in Georgia, I didn't know that they flagged my license as suspended. Like, I didn't get no type of notification. But in my glove compartment, I had where I was like, oh, sir, there must have been some type of mistake. They didn't let me know that my driver's license was suspended. Like, here's my registration. Like, it shows that I paid for it or whatever. Wouldn't you know, the police officer wasn't having it. My car was parked outside of like a car wash. I think it was the Car Spa. So this was the Car Spa in Cobb County. He asked me to get out of the car, and he proceeded to cuff me and put me in the back of the police car. I'm just like, what is happening? I'm on my lunch break. I'm in my fucking uniform. Like, what? What is life right now? So I'm going to Cobb County jail right now because of a suspended license. Like, I was just like, this is not happening. So I get there. I had to surrender my phone. They put you in just like a holding area. And this holding area was so cold. It was 4:30 p.m. I'm just trying to think through my mind. There's one payphone in the holding area. Holding area is not that scary, you know, it's just like a bunch of random people. I wasn't really intimidated. I was trying to keep calm. So, first problem, there's a payphone, but it had local numbers only. I could not call out. I was like, oh my God. And all of my local numbers, see, I just moved to Atlanta around this time, and I didn't remember anybody's phone number, you know? So I was just like, what am I gonna do? So I'm trying to call collect to like out of state numbers. I'm trying to remember things. I'm thinking right now it's about 6:30. It's 6:30. My last resort was calling my job because I was working a double that day. I was supposed to come back to work. My shift started back at 4 o'clock. I was pretty sure people were wondering like, where is Chris? So I actually had to call my job, P.F. Chang's, and you know when you call someone from a jail, it's basically like, you have a collect call from Cobb County Correctional Facility. I got hung up the first time. Second time, they finally like didn't hang up to hear my name. And then one of the hostesses, I had to tell them, like, and then I got one of my best friends at the time on the phone, like, I'm in jail. Can you please let one of my friends know that, and let my mom know that I'm here? So it's basically was just the waiting game. And yeah, like sitting there, like the cell was extremely cold. I think it was maybe like 50 degrees. And I heard that the holding cells are so cold, so infection or anything like that doesn't, because I think in a warm cell is like germs and infection can flourish. So that's why it's so cold. But yeah, like I'm just sitting to myself, like no phone. I'm just rocking in place trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah, like so I call back again and they said they're working on it. And it was a lot. Oh, I also forgot to mention, I already took my mugshot when I surrendered my phone. Had the fingerprint, all that shit. So yeah, so it's like 9-ish or whatever. I'm just rocking back and forth. See, the problem was I just moved to Atlanta and all I knew was my best friend that already lived there and one of my work colleagues that was one of my good friends at the time. That's all I knew. So things were going to move slow. Like they were both at work and they really couldn't do anything till the end of the day. So it was more so about just organizing shit. Like, unfortunately, I didn't meet the rest of my friends in Atlanta until later on down the line. So I'm depending on two people who were already at work and trying to get a bond. Had no idea what that meant. Trying to get my bail. It was taking a long time, y'all. They had to try to get the money together for it. It was a lot. So fast forward to it's like 11-ish. And for the people that are in holding, if no one picks you up within that period, they put you in general population with people who've already been like charged and shit like that. I'm not sure if there's killers, dealers, petty theft, whatever. So this whole time, as they're putting us up to general population, you know what they do to you? They strip search you. They do a cavity check. It was humiliating. Like, can I just say it was more so like the orange is the new black. Like, honestly, yes. It was basically what was her name? I was Piper. First episode, season 1 of Orange is the New Black. I got chills the first time I saw that episode because it was basically just like that. Just like that. So when we went up to general population, it's more of a larger area. It wasn't like a cell. It was just more so like a large area. Everyone was in there. I didn't say anything. I was just like, you know what? I need to just keep a low profile. Need to put my head down. I was just trying not to panic. I didn't want, no one fucking with me. So I was just like keeping to myself. When it was lights out, We had these kindergarten mats. You know, like the blue mats that fold like in the rectangle? Yes, that's what I slept on. I think I had like a blanket as well. So that's what like on the floor. On the floor, yeah. When I woke up, I was just like, I'm still in this nightmare. Much so kind of just like Dorona right now. Like, I'm still in this nightmare right now. So the next day comes. It's like, you know, maybe 9 a.m., 8 a.m. We get breakfast, which is more so like, you know, a bag of Cheetos, I think a peanut butter jelly sandwich, and some cereal. I don't know. I didn't eat anything. Anything. I was just shocked. I was still in shell shock. I don't even think I used the bathroom. I was just so like shell shocked at this time. Let's see. So yeah, I just kept calling and calling. Finally, this was around maybe 2:30. I get a call saying that, yeah, you're down here, your bill was paid. When everything was done, it was 3:30 p.m. So yes, it was exactly 24 hours that I spent in jail. And I'm just like, I don't know, my friend picked me up, I was just like withered because my proper ass, I was just like, I was starving. He took me to Pizza Hut and I was just crying as I was eating the pizza. I was just like, oh my God, I cannot believe this just happened to me. And life went on. But then I did have a court date. And I kid you not, when I went to court, I told the judge like what happened and completely understood. Didn't even charge me for having like a suspended license. I got charged $17 for a seatbelt violation. So yeah, I went to jail and basically the repercussion was a $17 fine for not wearing a seatbelt because the judge understood that, oh, it was a mistake, but too bad the officer didn't. And I think later on down the line, I was talking to one of my homegirls who was white, and she said that she was driving with a suspended license, and the officer gave her a warning and let her go. And at the time, I was just like, huh. And that's my story. Like, I always tell that to people because you know what? When you hear, like, you know, Chris went to jail before? What was it for? Yeah. It's not what you think it was for. It was basically a driving while black situation and unfortunate. That's all. And if I ever do get famous, which is probably not going to happen, but just in case, that's where the mugshot is from. So I'm just trying to keep ahead of that. Now, on to the menu or hot topics that are going on right now that I just want to touch on because Pop Roast is until Saturday. So yeah, let me see what's going on. Now I'm on Twitter right now and I noticed that Tyra Banks was trending. And it's a slow news day, but people are attacking Tyra Banks because of some problematic behaviors on America's Next Top Model. Now I get it, like back in the day, Tyra was a little bit of a narcissist if you look back on it. She never ceased to make any situation about her. She fainted purposely. I remember she was telling a girl to close her gap. The whole Yaya thing with the kente hat, now that one really pissed me off. But the thing is, wasn't that like almost 15, 20 years ago? Someone mentioned on Twitter, something that I agreed with was the social tone of society shapes what's acceptable and what's problematic for that time period. Now, back in the day, it's just like a lot of shit that flew would not fly today. Like, say, Eminem's Marshall Mathers LP. I love that fucking album. It's genius, but a lot of the shit that he said on that album, he would be canceled today immediately. Tom and Jerry with the fucking mammy. RuPaul had to discontinue using shemale. Like, ooh, you got shemale. Like, a lot of things back in the day was not great. So I don't know, attacking Tyra Banks right now because of that, I don't know. I think it's just because it's a slow news day and people need something to be angry about. Like, yes, I still have my feelings about Tyra. I think she's a narcissist, but I still can't hate on, like, whatever happened on America's Next Top Model because I'm sure that everyone, when we were 11, 12, and 13, we were still watching. Vivica Fox, referring to Kenya Moore. So she was on Fox Soul and she was being interviewed by Claudia Jordan. And you know Claudia Jordan and Kenya are cool. But I'm guessing whatever topic they were on, it was brought up to Vivica Fox. And she immediately said, fuck that bitch. And I was like, whoa. Lisa Ray had this. And I gotta agree with Auntie Vivica. Like, you know, she be doing people dirty, and I will never forget how she treated Kim Fields. I will continue to say that like a parrot. Like, I will never forget how she bullied Kim Fields because she needed her ass whooped. And I'm pretty sure she was close to getting her ass whooped by Vivica. R. Kelly tries to get out of prison again, citing diabetes. Let's get one thing straight. R. Kelly could be on his last breath. He should be staying in jail for all the crimes that he's done to women. Period, point blank. I don't care if his leg was coming off. I don't care if he lost an arm. I don't care if he had some type of like dangerous leukemia. No, you're staying in jail. You're staying in jail. Married to Medicine LA debuted on Sunday. What were my thoughts on it? It was okay. You know, it was something to look at on Sunday nights. The reunion is coming next week. Can't wait for that. But I really didn't like how they're relying on the women of ATL, Married to Medicine, to carry the show. I also don't like that the Married to Medicine women from ATL are going to be in the second episode too. Like, let this franchise like thrive on its own. I can't believe Jasmine is a full-time cast member because her husband doesn't want to be on the show, but you can see him on Instagram. I just thought that was weird. Like, something is shady going on. Like, you heard it here first. I'm thinking the law's going to get involved with them because something in the buttermilk ain't clean. I don't like how they're rehashing drama like about Imani and Jasmine between them. Like, I thought we handled the whole drug dealer house thing back in the first season. Even though there wasn't a reunion, but we bringing old drama back. Second, Heavenly. She, you know, I try to tell Alex to like, oh, why don't you chill out on Heavenly? But you know what? Heavenly is really a despicable person. Like, it's just crazy how someone that's shaped like a Minute Maid carton wants to say something about someone else's body or criticize them on being big. The way she came with this woman's husband that she does not know, especially saying that, oh, your husband Chinese, like trying to insinuate that he has a small penis. Yeah, I was hoping the new doctor whipped her ass because she needed it. She really did. Quad was annoying. I was wondering, like, why is she trying to get in between Imani and Jasmine's argument when she can barely, like, handle her argument with Mariah, and she doesn't want people to be in that matter. I don't know. Like, I think I need them off the show. Like, let the LA ladies prove themselves. I mean, it's something to watch on Sundays, so whatever, you know? It's something to watch on Sundays, and you know what? I'm definitely going to be watching regardless. Probably while I'm frying catfish. Well, those were the rest of my topics for the day. Make sure you look out for Combos and Concoctions tomorrow. Link, comment, and subscribe. All of my Cash App, PayPal, Venmos at the bottom if you want to donate. Thanks for watching as always.